All right, good afternoon or good morning to everyone, depending on what part of the country you're listening in from. We're going to go ahead and get started here with this month's channel partner webinar. We're here today to discuss the benefits of integrating UCaaS and CCaaS solutions with the Salesforce CRM and how that not only maximizes the efficiency, value, and utilization of your customers' tech stacks, but it's also going to open up new lines of revenue for yourselves. My name is Jared Tun. I'll be your presenter today. I'm a channel manager for Canpango. I saw some familiar names on the registration list, so that's always great to see. But if we have not had the chance to meet in person yet, definitely very much looking forward to hopefully doing that in the next few months here. Maybe we'll see each other in Vegas. If not then, hopefully another event within the channel. We're going to cover a brief overview of both Canpango and Salesforce, a few hypothetical use cases on how UCaaS, CCaaS solutions and Salesforce CRM pairs together, as well as some enablement for starting the conversation with your customers. Our goal here at Canpango is truly to help the partners in the channel to become not just the experts for their customers in the UCaaS, CCaaS, VoIP, Internet of Things, etc., those type of solutions and infrastructure needs. We want to make you a one-stop shop, if you will, for all business process and customer service needs via the Salesforce platform. We want to help open up new discussions for you with your customers that goes far beyond IT leadership. We want to give you that direct access to the other decision makers in the company that are in finance, marketing, customer service, and overall operations. This in turn can lead to overall growth and opportunity based off the fact that when you get additional stakeholders in the room and involved in that conversation, the chances are pretty high that you're going to expand the scale and possible seat and license count for that particular opportunity, which obviously makes you guys more money. So this graphic just illustrates quickly how the partnership or any project with Canpango works. We have the partners, you guys over on that left side, to help identify possible opportunities and engage potential customers. And also you're there to help manage that relationship with the customer throughout the project. We are well aware that these are your customers that you've worked really hard to grow relationships with, oftentimes over many, many years. And the last thing that we want to do is change that dynamic or to take the experience that you have working with that particular customer or customers out of the equation. So we sit in the middle here and we help manage the relationship with Salesforce, number one. And now real quick, we want to touch on the fact that for those of you that are not familiar with Salesforce explicitly, Salesforce basically exists solely to develop and sell their licenses. Neither us nor the partners are going to make any revenue on reselling Salesforce licensing. That's just not the way they work. That's just not an option for us or you. However, we are here to help be that buffer between the customer, you, and Salesforce. Salesforce sales reps can often be fairly aggressive, just the nature of the business. And let's face it, they're very good at what they do. And part of that is because they've honed their tactics, which can be a bit aggressive. You know, they want to do their job. They want to sell the customer as many licenses and as many clouds and products as they can. But that may not always be in the best interest of your customer, and it may be overkill for their needs today. So we're going to help identify that appropriate scope for the project and what clouds and what volume of license that are actually needed for the customer. And then through the help of that sales partner, we're going to look at the different suppliers in the channel. We're going to look at that existing tech stack and utilize your knowledge of the customer to figure out what the best solutions are to bring into the project. Now at Canpango, we truly pride ourselves on our approach that really emphasizes a consultative nature with every single project that we take on. From the pre-sales period through the post-implementation go-live date, we really take a wide lens view of the customer's current processes, their roadblocks, and what goals they have. And we don't want to just simply stand up a CRM organization for them. We want to develop a customized tool and platform that truly maximizes the efficiencies for that company and then sets up the customer for achieving their growth objectives and providing excellent customer services experiences at all times. And this really plays into our honed competencies at Canpango. We truly try and align our not only industry expertise, but also our Salesforce cloud product expertise that's going to really complement and integrate well with the existing UCaaS and CCaaS solutions and tech stack that your customers have. So we have a ton of experience, especially in manufacturing, high tech, warehousing, retail, pro services, insurance, finance. And then also, there's not many products along the Salesforce platform that we don't have consultants that are licensed in. So we really, really do fit the channel ecosystem well as far as the type of customers that we're going to see and the type of customers that we have experience in. And we've really, the last few months, honed in on a regional strategy where we are focusing more and more on our US operations. And we truly want to have a system set up where just no matter where that customer is going to be, we're going to have some kind of regional presence local to them to help with their implementation. I know, especially in Intelisys channel, that can really have a lot of weight because people truly value having someone who they can relate to and someone that they feel is, could be on site within a day's notice if need be. And why should you guys care about this? Let's face it, that's why we're here, right? And you should care about this because the CRM truly is the nucleus for every properly developed customer engagement strategy. And increasingly, it's a core component for every business's tech stack. CRM overall now makes up the largest submarket for software in the entire world, and it's expected to grow to $80 billion in annual revenue by 2025. If you compare this to approximately $36 billion in annual revenue just 2 years ago, that's some pretty mind-blowing growth. And you pair that with the fact that the overall growth of cloud-based solutions, and you compare that with Salesforce being a cloud-based solution, they're just going to continue reaping market share. It's currently at 19%, and that's just going to continue growing. So let us help enable you to easily discuss CRM topics with your customers and help easily identify the need, because that's only going to help drive growth for your own business. And like I mentioned a little bit ago, it's truly going to make you the one-stop shop for all the solutions and hardware needs for your customers. Now, real quick here, we want to go over some hypothetical situations that are going to help identify low-hanging fruit, if you will, for situations that you're going to want to bring in a CRM. Obviously, we're going to always stump for Salesforce. So say you have a sales rep who takes a call with their account that they manage, and they have a question, an important question that they need to ask their sales manager. So they do that over a chat through an existing UCaaS solution, and the sales manager responds. Where are these details logged? Now, it's very likely that those details are going to be logged within the UCaaS solution, but then you start going into what happens if that sales rep quits. What happens if a customer support rep needs access to that sales rep's records? Oftentimes, the UCaaS solutions are solely looking at that internal communications at the contact center type level. So what happens when you bring in that Salesforce nucleus is that you have all those call logs, all those details, all those notes made, all the access that you're going to need, whether you're in sales, customer support, perhaps even marketing or finance. If you need details on that account, where are you going to go for it? And what the Salesforce CRM does is put that nucleus in place where you have easy access in a single pane of glass for all needed reps, whether it's sales, customer service, etc. So that solution looks like that conversation is logged into the CRM automatically. Even if you have turnover, which let's face it, especially in the customer service fields, that's usually a high turnover rate. And now you have that cross-departmental access to the account record and details and all call logs automatically and easily. And that's only going to help boost additional CX engagement and CSAT scores because of the ease to which your workers are able to access that information and service those customers. Another somewhat similar hypothetical where we're looking specifically at a CCaaS solution and how that would integrate with Salesforce. When you have that customer that calls in and the agent answers, obviously that's likely going to be logged automatically into that CCaaS solution if they have one in place. But again, how is that interdepartmental access looking? If that customer requires follow-up or additional help, where is that customer record and call history living? Can multiple agents assist that customer seamlessly? And does that customer have any kind of self-directed support function that they can help alleviate the calls and messages that are coming into the contact center to begin with? So when we integrate with a Salesforce CRM, we have a situation where that calls then logs that as being automatically logged into the CCaaS solution that is automatically logged within the Salesforce as well through that integration. And once again, we keep preaching this cross-departmental access here, which is always going to increase that customer's experience and the quality of it. So now if you have follow-up, you already have all of that information from prior calls. You have numerous departments that are able to log notes and follow-up regarding that customer's account. And when you use something like Salesforce Communities, which is a self-help platform, it's got the same interface as Salesforce, and that's a really good area where your customers have, you know, FAQ, various blogs, various messaging boards, where there's a lot of very great self-directed customer service that can happen there, which is going to generally, when you look at polls and various polls that you know, Gantner or other providers use, you have people, customers these days that are looking more and more into having automated experiences. People don't even want to necessarily talk to someone on the phone as much these days. So adding something like a Salesforce community where you have that self-directed help to solve hopefully 75% of most customers' needs, that's really massive in the customer's experience and also in helping alleviate volume within your contact center. And now we want to move away from the hypotheticals and talk about one of our customer success stories that we like to feature. This is one that came from an Intelisys channel partner. This is an enterprise level property management firm that has over 12,000 properties under their management. And this one's great because it came to us not because there was an obvious need for Salesforce where that channel sales partner said, hey, I've got this company that, you know, they have a need for Salesforce, they need this. It more so came to us as just an overall challenge where they're having a lot of issues with customer service and lead management, and then the follow-up and outreach that they were doing with all that data they had. So we were actually one of 3 different proposals that the customer had, and they ended up going with us for a couple reasons. One being that we were the only proposal that had native connectivity between the CCaaS solution that was chosen, which happened to be New Voice Media. With Salesforce, there's a native integration to that, whereas with the other 2 proposals, there was going to have to be extensive custom coding. And what that means is it's going to lead to increased complexity with the project, which always means added cost for that customer as well. So we ended up winning this out, and what's now going on is a pilot project that is a 300-seat contact center that's integrating with their Salesforce CRM, integrating with their existing licensing they had with Salesforce for their sales department, and it's also integrating a workforce management solution called Verint Monet. And the great thing about this one is that it really highlights the scope of revenue possibilities for you guys as sales partners, because this is a 300-seat contact center where they're getting that monthly reoccurring revenue through New Voice Media, but they're also getting the checks for the fee that we pay our partners for bringing us opportunities. And what that looks like right now is a 20% fee for total pro services that's paid to Intelisys and that then shot over to you guys based on your existing contracts you have with Intelisys. So to put some numbers to that, this is a deal that when it's all said and done could definitely be several thousand seats for monthly recurring revenue and up to over $1 million in pro services. So 20% of that, you know, you're looking at some substantial paydays. And that also highlights how, while we may not be a monthly recurring revenue model like you guys may be used to, there's definitely a very good chance for evergreen revenue model as you guys are getting paid out as we intermittently bill those clients for those pro services, and that multiple phased approach where if we are looking at a pilot those additional projects down the line where we're adding in different phases, where we might be adding in different clouds or solutions, those are always going to have that 20% check sent to you guys. So definitely not a monthly recurring revenue. We're looking into possibly changing that, but that's something for the future, but certainly evergreen revenue opportunities. And just some easy starting points to finish off with here. These are some of the lowest hanging fruit that we've identified within the channel. Obviously, we've spoken a lot about CCaaS solutions and how integrating with all the various CCaaS solutions like a Five9, like a Nice and Contact, like a Serenova. Also the UCaaS solutions like an 8x8, Vonage, Business, etc. That's if there's already a contact center in place, it's low-hanging fruit to ask about their lead management, their customer service experience overall, that interdepartmental access. But also if you're looking at putting in new CCaaS solutions, it's great low-hanging fruit to discuss CRM needs right off the bat. Once again, lead management issues is a really good thing to listen for if they're having problems with issue resolution and overall CX experience, and also the analytics and reporting abilities that the Salesforce platform has. If customers have a ton of data, but they're not using it, that's a really good conversation to have, because data is only good as how you're using it. You could have 1 million gigabytes of data, but if you're not utilizing it, if you're not reporting on it and analyzing it properly, that data is basically useless. So just putting that same conversation we're having, just some easy questions to ask to get that conversation started. You know, are you currently using a CRM solution? How are your UCaaS and CCaaS solutions managing customer data? Is it siloed? Are you reporting on it properly? Are you over-reliant on things like spreadsheets? So these are all questions. I'm not going to read them all here, but just really easy to get that conversation started. And going along with that, we've developed a lot of resources that are customer facing and sales partner facing. This just goes along with that conversation about us wanting to enable and educate as best as possible, so you truly feel empowered to be that one-stop shop for your customers. We have a lot of customer facing materials like a roadmap to detail what a project like us is going to look at. We have a lot of battle cards to help you have those conversations. And obviously we host these monthly webinars, which are all posted on our YouTube channel. And that's a good aside for me to say before we wrap up here, that we will send out an email to everyone on the webinar today. We'll have a link to the webinar, as well as some customer success stories and some materials that'll help get that conversation started right off the bat. But also I am always available for calls. There'll be a link to directly schedule a 30-minute call on my calendar in that email as well. I love getting on the phone with you guys, answering any questions we have, and really starting to strategize with how to move forward and starting these conversations and starting identifying opportunities with your customers. With that, I'm going to take a look and see if there's any questions here. And it looks like as of now, we don't have any questions. So I just want to reiterate, if you have any questions that pop up at a later time, or you just don't want to ask them in this situation, please, please, please never hesitate to reach out to me to schedule a meeting with me. And I also hope to see many of you at upcoming channel events. With that, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. For those of you in the northern part of the US, I hope you're staying warm. And I hope you guys have a great day.